welcome back. It's day 4 of our 10 classes, 10 days, and I have 10 minutes on a subject of my choice. I'm Berit Munro from the Oily Tribe, and I'm here to talk to you today about diffusing. We can diffuse in a number of different ways, and maybe some of you have got traditional type of diffusers. We all have a few of those lurking around. They're the ones that we use with the tea lights. So we put a little water into a vessel, and then we put a tea light on underneath it, and then the flame supposedly gives off the aroma. Now I would encourage you not to do that, and the reason being that the direct heat from the flame is actually going to change the chemistry of the oil, and it is then changed into something that we now no longer have control over, and we now no longer know exactly what we're breathing in. So to be safe, and safe in not just from a chemistry perspective, but also safe from not using flames, we can use these days, we can use an ultrasonic diffuser, and that's what we would kind of recommend. There are humidifiers around, so don't mistake a humidifier from an ultrasonic diffuser. A humidifier often has got a really large vessel of water, and so for you to get any benefit from the oil, you'd have to really add quite a lot of oil into that. So they are to humidify environments and things like that. That's not what I'm talking about. What I would encourage you to get and look for is an ultrasonic diffuser. And of course doTERRA has got its own beautiful petal diffuser. So this is what that's what we use in our home, and we have these dotted around, and it is very, very simple. You simply add some water into the diffuser up until a fill mark, and every diffuser will be different. And then, as you can see in the center there's a little disc, and what that disc does is creates a frequency, and at very, very high frequency it enables the water molecules to come off the diffuser, and it looks a bit like mist, but we're not boiling anything, it's just high vibration, and with those water molecules also come off the essential oil molecules, and then it's a really fine way for us to receive that. We're very receptive in that way when it comes, via that water molecule as well. There are a lot of these type of diffusers on the market. You can, find something that suits the decor of your home. There are some that I have that have got bamboo bases, that have got pretty lights that shine, that run through a whole color spectrum, and you can choose to turn that on or off, whatever it, creates the sort of mood that you're looking to present in your home. This is another favorite of mine. Works on exactly the same principle. You just add the water, and see down the bottom there it also has a little disc. This is really cute because it fits really neatly into the cup holder in the car. So obviously I connect that onto the little via a USB kind of thing in the car, and this also happens to go through the whole color spectrum. I love that because it goes very neatly in my luggage when I'm traveling. And I don't know about you, but the minute I enter a hotel room, which I do frequently these days, always chemicals have been used to clean them, and it's not very nice to inhale those synthetics. So I travel with my little car diffuser. It's a USB diffuser, so it will also pop into my computer, and also obviously then slots into the mobile phone charger as well, so I can use it from a power outlet as well. So that's really fine. Now, other types of diffusers that we can use is we can use necklaces. Again, they come in different styles. This one here has got little lava beads in it, and you can just pop your essential oil onto that, and then you have that diffusing all day long. Or for children, you might choose maybe a clay pendant, and perhaps it's a fun project to make at home. Just get some clay, cut it out with some cookie cutters, do some fancy patterns on the outside of that, dig a little hole, then you can bake it in the oven or whichever way. You just follow the instructions of the actual material, and then you can add your essential oil onto the porous clay, and some child may wear that around his or her neck. Another way is to wear diffuser bracelets. So again, this has got the lava beads on it, and I just drop my essential oils onto that, and I wear this all day long, and then I have the oils diffusing off that. And if you want some of these, just let me know. My husband actually makes these. They come in all sorts of different styles and sizes and so forth. So, you know, that's another way. Now, we can't always carry diffusers around. You may not want to wear a diffuser bracelet and necklace rather, and it may not be appropriate to be wearing a bracelet. So then what can we use? Well, we've got hands. So what we can do is we can put some oils in here, and I will actually demonstrate one of my favorite blends, because let's talk about blends. Let's talk about essential oils, okay? My favorite one is when we're a little bit doughy, when we've got that 4 o'clock slump in the afternoon. It's really lovely to just pop 1 drop of peppermint oil and 1 drop of our magnificent frankincense. And I talked about frankincense yesterday. I hope you enjoyed that. There's so much more to talk about frankincense. In fact, Dr. Hill has written a wonderful book on just frankincense. So check that out. And then what we can do is, now with peppermint, you always have to close your eyes. Otherwise, all that menthol is going to create teary appearance. And that's not what we want to create, right? So here we are. I'm breathing in just some oils off my hands. So that's a personal diffuser that we can do. Alternatively, simply take the cap off and just run that under your nose. You know, these oils are little, I suppose, miracles in a bottle. But so long as the cap stays on, actually, that's the cap. As long as the cap stays on, that oil is not going to work. So what we have to do is we have to take the cap off and just waft it under your nose. And I was in a class the other day, and we actually experimented with inhaling the oils via our different sides. We have 2 nostrils, so try it and see what effect that has and whether the oil smells any differently. And it's quite exciting. You actually might find quite different effects as well. So when we inhale an oil, what happens? Okay, well, we have got 5 senses, as you well know. Now 4 of those senses actually work via our frontal cortex. That is where the conscious decisions are made. That's where we analyze, is it safe, is it not? Is it good, is it bad? Those kind of decisions. Now when we inhale, what happens is the oil bypasses that. So let's talk about what actually happens. The essential oil will go up your nose, and right at the very, very top of the nose, we have what's called the olfactory bulb. Now, the olfactory bulb is the only part of the brain that's actually exposed to the external environment. Everything else, of course, is surrounded by our skull. So this little olfactory bulb, right at the very tip of, or the very top rather, of our nose, the oil, the chemistry of the oil will kind of dissolve, and that will elicit a electrical response, which will then travel to the deepest part of our brain. So it's actually bypassing our prefrontal cortex that makes all the decisions and analyzes things. So the essential oil, through inhalation, will go directly to the limbic part. So where's the limbic part? Well, it's a really deep-seated, primitive part of our brain. Animal kingdom has got, limbic parts as well. And so that primitive part is associated with emotions. It is associated with memory. That's when you smell something that's quite familiar, and immediately a response will come back, a memory will come back. It will remind you of something, of someone, okay? And that happens there. Now, when we inhale oils, we have different brain waves that are going on in our body. And we've got a theta state, which is deep meditation. We've got an alpha state, which is kind of our brain in idle mode. We have, and when we're sort of daydreaming, that kind of state, that's called the alpha state. And then we have got the beta state, which is when things are fast acting. We're making decisions, we're making judgments, we're doing things. It's a hyperactivity kind of state. What we can do when we're inhaling an oil, we can not only affect our moods, good or bad, activate something, become more creative, calm our things down. And calming down is what these oils do by affecting the different brain waves in our body. So when I inhale frankincense, that will act as a very calming raft. It's something that's very calming and will stimulate the sort of alpha activity, and with a bit of practice, theta activity as well. And peppermint is activating, so that works very much on my beta state and will make sure that I'm far more, active that way. Oh, I've gone a little bit blurry. I don't know what happened there. So what you can do is you can create different types of, we can create different types of moods in the house. And what I would encourage you to do, didn't have my materials to hand, is to work with this little book here. That's the emotions and essential oils, or you can work with the associated wheel that comes with it. And I'm going to talk about essential oils and emotions in another 10-minute segment. So diffuse your oils because it's the fastest way to create a response. It's a fastest way to shift your moods and emotions in your house, and especially at a supercharged emotional time of the year at around Christmas time. Hope you enjoyed this segment. See you tomorrow for another 10-10-10. Ciao for now.